The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the massive doors groaned open. Ambassador Zekthor of the Vraxian Empire had been mid-sentence, explaining why humanity's application for council membership should be denied for the third consecutive cycle. His four eyes widened as he processed what stood in the doorway. A human, alone, carrying something that made every species in the room instinctively recoil. Commander Marcus. Chen walked with steady purpose across the polished obsidian floor, his boots echoing in the vast chamber. Draped across his shoulders was a Voidstalker, the apex predator of the Kalari hunting grounds, a creature that had terrorized 3 neighboring systems for decades. Its midnight blue scales still gleamed with an otherworldly sheen, and its serrated tail dragged behind Chen like a grotesque banner. "Impossible," whispered Council Prime Vera, her crystalline form refracting the chamber's light into nervous patterns. "The Voidstalkers cannot be killed. We have tried for generations." Chen stopped at the center of the circular chamber, surrounded by the tiered seating of 47 species. He carefully lowered the beast to the ground. It measured nearly 4 meters from snout to tail tip, its 6 limbs still locked in rigor mortis, claws extended. The scent of ozone and something acrid filled the air, the creature's natural defense mechanism, lethal to most species even in death. "Honorable Council," Chen said, his voice calm and clear. "I believe you were discussing humanity's qualifications for membership." Zekthor's scales flushed an angry purple. "This proves nothing. You claim to have slain a Voidstalker, but we do not know the circumstances. Perhaps it was already dying. Perhaps you found it dead and simply—" "There are 7 more outside," Chen interrupted, "freshly killed. Each one took approximately 40 minutes to track and neutralize once I entered their territory." The chamber erupted in clicking, chirping, and various sounds of disbelief. Councillor Thane of the Rigelian Collective, whose people had lost entire colonies to Voidstalker attacks, descended from his seat on anti-gravity platforms. "Explain yourself, human." "The Voidstalkers hunt in darkness, moving faster than our sensors can track. They phase through energy shields. Their hide resists plasma weapons. Their venom dissolves organic matter in seconds." Thane's tentacles quivered with barely contained emotion. "We have thrown armies at them. We have lost thousands." Chen nodded respectfully. "Yes, sir. I read the reports. Your tactics were sophisticated, your weapons impressive. But you made one critical error." "And what was that?" Vera asked, genuinely curious now. "You tried to fight them the way you fight everything else, with technology. With distance, with the assumption that superior firepower solves all problems." Chen knelt beside the dead creature. "Humans learned long ago that sometimes you have to get close. Uncomfortably close." He pointed to a small puncture wound beneath the creature's primary jaw. "Voidstalkers phase through energy shields, yes. But they're corporeal when they attack. They have to be to tear into their prey. That's when they're vulnerable." "For exactly 2 seconds, Zekthor scoffed. 2 seconds. No being has reflexes fast enough to. Human beings do," Chen said simply. "We evolved as both predators and prey on a death world. Our reaction time, our hand-eye coordination, our ability to make split-second decisions under pressure, these are survival traits from a planet that tried very hard to kill us for millions of years." He stood, addressing the full council now. "You called us weak because we don't have natural armor like the Vraxians, because we can't photosynthesize like the Dendari, because we lack the telepathy of the Mindari Collective. You measured us against your strengths and found us wanting." Chen's voice grew stronger. "But humanity's strength isn't in any single advantage. It's in our adaptability, our stubbornness, our refusal to accept that something is impossible just because it's difficult." He gestured to the Voidstalker. "This creature hunted in absolute darkness, so I learned to fight blind. I spent 2 weeks in sensory deprivation, training my other senses. It moved faster than sensors, so I learned to predict its patterns, to think like a predator. Its hide resisted your plasma weapons, so I used a tungsten carbide blade. Simple, primitive, effective." Councillor Mirak of the Stellari Confederation spoke, her voice thoughtful. "You risked your life to prove a point to us. Why?" "Because you need us," Chen said bluntly. "Not in spite of our weaknesses, but because of them. Humanity clawed its way to the stars from a world of extreme gravity, violent weather, aggressive microbiology, and predators that saw us as food. We didn't have the luxury of evolving in peace. Every advantage we have, we earned through blood and necessity. He looked around the chamber, meeting as many eyes and optical sensors as he could. The galaxy isn't safe. The Void Stalkers are just one threat among many. You'll face others that your current methods can't defeat. When that happens, you'll need species who know how to improvise, who can function when their technology fails, who have the audacity to try what everyone else calls impossible. Vera's crystalline form pulsed with soft light. You make a compelling argument, Commander. But this council has rules, traditions. We cannot simply then change them, Chen said, or watch more colonies fall to threats you're too rigid to adapt to. Humanity isn't asking for charity. We're offering partnership. We'll learn from your wisdom and technology. In return, we'll show you what desperation and creativity can accomplish. The chamber fell silent again. Chen could feel the weight of dozens of alien gazes evaluating him, calculating, considering. Finally, Vera spoke. The council will deliberate. But Commander Chen, you have given us much to consider. We judged humans by what they lack. Perhaps we should have asked what they possess that we do not. Chen bowed respectfully. That's all we ask, Council Prime. A chance to prove that sometimes the weakest-looking species has the strongest spine. As he turned to leave, dragging the Voidstalker behind him, Thane's voice called out, Commander? Those 7 others outside, how many humans did you bring with you? Chen paused at the doorway and looked back with a slight smile. Just me, Counselor. I thought 8 would make a better impression than 1. The doors closed behind him, leaving the Galactic Council in stunned silence, forced to reconsider everything they thought they knew about the strange, soft-skinned species that refused to stay down.